Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Mike Copenaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all the likes of KOPESKORNER. Stoked to be here to talk about some UFC victories that went down last week. Was UFC 284, was Islam Makhachev took on Alexander Volkanovski for the pound for pound title, 155-pound strap. Stoked that we ended up being victorious, at least profit wise, for the show. My man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, will be the co-host for the night as always. Can't thank him enough for being part of the crew. First thing I'd like to do is thank the sponsors of the show. First sponsor I'd like to thank the show is Melon Brand Hats. It's MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald, one of the co-founders, he dreamed it up in high school. He'd always talk about how there should be hats with different materials, different patterns. Some of them are waterproof, and that's pretty much what he came to fruition with this Melon Brand hats that I'm talking about here. Stuff's really, really cool. They have really cool patterns, really cool details and everything they do. Like I said, the hydro editions are the waterproof ones I like to wear with my kids and at the beach, at the lakes, and whatnot. So, and then the man that makes it possible for us to go live here on StreamYard is my man Sua, Brandon Sua Law Group. They have a law offices here in Simi Valley, California, and one in Ventura, the city of Ventura County. They do criminal law, family law, and personal injury, and they do absolutely phenomenal stuff, especially on the baby mama drama side. And then the criminal side, Mr. Sue is one of the most professional dudes that you could ever wish for, man. But with that said, my man, Mr. B, is the co-host for the night. How are you, my dude?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Stoked to always be here and talk some UFC fights with you. This card is not as good as last week's, but I mean it's crazy how the UFC just likes to watch. Like they can't just ever just give us bangers back to back anymore. B.
For real, man. It's awkward. It's kind of awkward. We got a
Okay,
couple good cards, then just like shit cards, and then good
yeah,
cards.
it really would. I mean, it just as a fan, it sucks because you know that all the talent that is there in the UFC, and then we're getting I don't like to hate on. I hate enough, so I will hate, but I don't want to hate on everything at all times. But it's hard to get up for these fights every single time when they're not. There isn't the best matchups. But UFC
Yeah,
284 was Makachev took on Volkanovski last weekend. B. It was for the pound for pound title and the 155-pound strap. I wasn't very impressed with Islam. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I maybe the striking a little bit. There was a couple of times I was, but he was for the most part wanted to just hug, and he didn't want to separate from Alexander. And then Alexander did such a good job with his takedown defense, and then the later round 5 looked absolutely phenomenal trying to come back. But with that said, Islam did win the fight, retained the 155-pound title. But there
yeah,
is a little bit of this IV gate going on, and it's I don't care what the rules say and what not. If both fighters don't get the equal medical care or the IVB, it's pretty much someone having an advantage over the other. Don't you agree?
yeah. I agree. It's something that they're gonna try to investigate and see what's going on because apparently, yeah, that had came out that Islam used the IV, but according to Australia rules, they actually in one section of Australia they actually allow the IV.
Yeah.
One side does, the other side doesn't, but they allow a certain limit to how much fluid you use. So the whole thing's gonna go under investigation. It is crazy though because uh they talk about. I see the tweets of Ali talking about 2 to 3 liters. But even if you're going under that MMA law, UFC law, you're not even supposed to. And even like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bonkers. 2 to 3 liters of fluid within a short period like that. That is nuts. You know how much like that means like your fighter's near death for you to be putting that much amount of fluid in such a short time.
Yeah, well, man,
Um,
he's so big. B. It's his
yeah.
weight advantage is already kind of big.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. So they're looking into it. I seen Dan Hooker had tweeted it out immediately the Sunday So yeah, man, they're gonna look into it and we'll see what happens. But
So with that
it's
said, it is
yeah,
what it is, man. I do hope that they fight again, so Volkanovski does get another chance at it. But it is like I said, is what it is. The next fight
fight was good though. Fight
was
was
yes,
good. Yeah.
it was good. This fight was even better, and this is the fight that I had pegged. I had Yair
Yeah.
Rodriguez to absolutely dominate Josh Emmett.
Jesus Christ.
Wanted to max bet it, but my boy B did have some respect for Josh Emmett, and I have respect for B, and so I backed off a max bet, but I ended up betting it for 1 unit win. How about this fight, B, between Yair Rodriguez, Josh Emmett?
You know, Yair looked good. I didn't
Look,
expect him to look that good.
look
Jesus
good,
Christ.
good. Yeah,
Damn, man. That man's kicks were dynamic. He had Emmett on his back leg, backpedaling. Emmett didn't know how the hell to get in there. He tried to implement his wrestling, but he got warded off by those body kicks, man. That first body kick just made him say, "What the
bro,
fuck
he
was
was
I into?"
banging liver kicks, left liver kicks
Oh
to that
my
fool's liver.
fucking god.
I told my boys, I said, bro, throw one of those at me right now. My rib break and my liver be exploded. I'd be shitting blood for a week.
I said, yo, how the fuck is he supposed to get in there now? Not like he gotta go balls to the wall. I said that shit. He had to cut off the kicking, but yeah, that kick came so fast.
Yeah,
So
man.
damn fast and just
So fast.
accurate.
He threw 3 of them within like at least that was a second and a half or less, probably.
Yeah, and Emmett just was like, yo, fuck this. I'm not even gonna try. Like
I'd say fuck. I'd say fuck that too, bro. Like fuck, you came here for the wrong fucking payday.
yeah, he tried to close in, but he couldn't even get the wrestling out because Yair's defense was pretty damn good too. And because of the way he was throwing those kicks, Emmett was just like really cautious about trying to get in. He threw the big overhand right, and I think he knocked Yair. One he took Yair off balance. The other one he knocked him down. I think one of them was a knockdown, but Yair managed to get right back up from it. That second knockdown that came, Emmett was just trying to catch the kick instead of even trying to implement an actual takedown. And he ended up getting submitted for it.
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
crazy.
Crazy to see how the sun. A lot of obviously everyone had him picked KO TKO, and this is exactly why I like the inside the distance prop most of the time. And thank God I did that inside the distance prop on our other bet that we won here, which was actually a really really good bet value wise when we had a negative 300. We won't elaborate on that just yet because we haven't gotten there. But the next fight of the night was Jack Della Maddalena and made absolute quick work of Randy Rude Boy Brown. B. How about that one?
Beautiful. That's all I gotta say. Beautiful.
So
You
sick.
couldn't ask for nothing. You couldn't even ask for anything better. We called that one.
Yep.
Man got to cut distance. Randy Brown hates pressure. He got caught with 2 nasty right hands. That second one sent Randy Brown tumbling, and then locked up the back, took the rear naked submission. What you asked for? That man figured out Randy Brown. He figured out the distance, figured out Randy Brown, and attacked. Got the finish all in one round. You couldn't ask for nothing better.
There were some good fights, man, on this card, and these three in a row were actually really good. And then Justin Taffa versus Parker Porter. And like I said, bro, gotta back that boy Justin Taffa. I told you he was about that life. I knew he was about it. It's hard to bet something like that, but I definitely wanted to. Did not. I did personally, but not for the show, so I can't take full credit for it. But Justin Taffa looked pretty good though, Humby.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful. I didn't. We was talking about Parker Porter, how Parker Porter, he might fight a little smart, but then it's just the power difference in Justin Taffa. And it just proved, man. He tried to rush in. Taffa caught him with a nasty, was it right hook? I think it was. Was it a right? Yeah. I think it was a right. And no, it was a left. It was a left that caught him. He ran in, he got caught with the left, and then his arm got stiff. And then he just dropped to the floor. So that was it pretty much. So walk off just like Mark Hunt. Beautiful stuff for
absolutely awesome, man. And then Jimmy Crute, Alonzo Menafield, and then the majority draw. I had Jimmy Crute there on that one in the sense, but doesn't matter. Ended up being a draw. You can say what it is. Modestas Bukauskas beat Tyson Pedro. That was probably one of the only upsets of the night that I didn't like. Beat.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, man.
But to his credit, he did the damn thing. And Joshua Kubayo beat the hell out of Melsik Sabagazarian. Submission, rear naked choke. That was sick, B.
Yeah, that went a lot crazier than I thought it would, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, it was good in the beginning for Melsik, but just Kulibau's that dog, man. And he got that man. He caught him. Quick takedown, snatch of the back. Um, Submission. The hell, I don't know what else to say.
Nothing else. No, nothing else to say about it. We had no skin in the game. It is what it is. I think, wrong on that one. I can't remember. I know I like Kabyle at all, but I think I went with the Armenian possibly. There was no skin in the game. But the one that we did lose, the only bet that we did lose to that of this event was versus Jamie Malarkey. I took Francisco Prado. I took only for half a unit at $50. So was what it was. He was an underdog and did not do what he was supposed to do. Jamie Malarkey looked phenomenal. But B, the best read of the night was Loma Lookboonmee took on Elise Reed. And did I say that she was going to split a bitch? And did I say inside fucking distance plus 300? Cash that motherfucker. And most people had it by KO TKO. I said inside distance because she possibly get a rear naked choke. And that's exactly what she did. B, got a fucking submission, B. Cash it. Plus 300 for the show.
Beautiful shit. Beautiful shit. That was beautiful. And shout out to Elise Reed's corner for talking about, they said in the corner, Loma's slow. She's slow. She's moving slow.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she came out, she snuck behind Elise Reed, gets a big takedown, snatches her back, and gets a rear naked choke. You can't ask for no crazier shit than that.
No, it was phenomenal, man. So
that was awesome, though.
Winning,
Loma, yo.
So we ended up winning 3.3 units there, and then we won one with El Pantera, so that's 4 units, and then we had 0.5 units on Prado that we lost, so 3.5 units cleared for the show. Did a great nights of bets. B. There was only a few reads that we were even wrong on, let alone anything. Absolutely love when we get those type of nights, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But the reason why we are here is not what have you done, it's what have you done for me lately. And it's UFC Fight Night, UFC Vegas 69. And I don't want to say why they picked number 69, but we got Aaron Blanchfield and Andrade. And I mean, I don't know. They're ladies. Why you got to do it? It is what it is. But it's going to be a phenomenal main event between these two. The whole card is will not be as phenomenal. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But it should be a somewhat decent affair. But the first fight of the night, B, was between Clayton Carpenter takes on Juan Camilo Ronderos. 1 second. I had a pop up. Clayton Carpenter 6-0. He's a flyweight. Of course, there's a flyweight division. That's 145 pound. No, 125 pound division. Sorry. 6 foot. Call himself Concrete. 26 years old, young. 5'6", 66-inch reach on a 7-fight win streak, fighting in the MMA lab. He last took on Edson Scherer, who's 8-3 on the Contender Series. He won a unanimous decision. Pretty rare to win a unanimous decision on the Contender Series and still get the nod to go to the UFC. But the dude is really well-rounded. He has good stand-up game, good submission game. Doesn't have any real losses on his record. Has some amateur experience even before his professional run that he has going on. He's taken on Juan Camilo. Juan Camilo is himself 100. He's 4-1, 28 years old, 5'4", 64 and a half inch reach. So he 64 and a half inch reach. He's 1 fight losing streak, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He last lost to David Dvorak, rear naked choke, round 1. Pretty instant, pretty quick win for David Dvorak there, so didn't get to see much of him. The fights that he does win by choke submissions, and so he's got a good submission game. Does have a lot of amateur experience going back to 2014, turned pro in 2019. I don't like nappers and tappers, bees, so right off the bat, I'm going Clayton Carpenter, but the odds makers have Clayton Carpenter negative 300 plus 240 comeback for Juan Camilo Ronderos. I go Clayton Carpenter negative 300, but I wouldn't bet this for anything, B. What do you say about it?
Good matchup, good start-off matchup. I know this is a low-level card. There's a lot of low-level debuts and not everybody's cup of tea, but there are some gems. This one's a good little prospect gem. I'm going to take Clay Carpenter as well. Ronderos represents Extreme Couture. Carpenter represents MMA Lab. He came out from the Contender Series last season. A lot of people didn't like were questioning his fight on the Contender Series. It was a tough fight, man. But Clay is pretty damn good. That's a tough ass kid, man. That's a tough ass kid. He took quite a bit of a shellacking and then managed to come back. He has really good striking, but I like his wrestling. I want to see him implement his wrestling a little bit more. He has a lot more finishes and a lot more ways to win under his belt, I feel. So I'm going to rock with Carpenter. Not to say that Juan Camilo might not do better, but he fought David Dvorak, who's a beast, respectfully. But I'll take Carpenter. I think Carpenter has a lot better in his kickboxing and his wrestling game. So I'll take Carpenter.
Well, we'll agree right off the bat. The next bout, you get a breakdown first beat. It's AJ Fletcher takes on Themba Gorimbu.
Cool, man. So this is a welterweight bout.
Okay. You know anything about
this? Themba?
The Themba
doobie? Yes, I do.
I knew you would.
Yes, Themba. Mr. Themba. Themba comes from, what's this promotion? EFC. That's that, was it South America? Yeah, South Africa, my fault. The South Africa promotion. Over here in New York, if they show it on MSG. But it's the South African promotion. There's a couple guys. Jiku Duplessis, I think, if I remember correctly, came from over there. What's homeboy's name that he fights in the PFL now? And JP Bays was on there previously. But yeah, promotion in South Africa.
Poor JP lost his wife and then he lost his contract.
But yeah, man. He was a mainstay at EFC, eventually winning their title, their welterweight title. Respectfully, he's okay. Nothing really crazy about him. He has 6 wins by submission. 1 knockout, a lot of decisions. He's good with his stand-up. Super questionable as far as takedown defense goes. But he is rangy. He's a rangy guy. Good power. He's going up against AJ Fletcher. Let me actually talk about this guy a little bit more. Themba. So Themba is 32, 6 foot tall with the about 76 and a half inch reach. Representing Johannesburg. But AJ Fletcher, we got on the other hand, who came to the Contender Series about 2 years ago. There you go. Yeah. 9-2. Kind of on a little slight skid right now. 25 years old. 5'10", 67-inch reach. Representing Baton Rouge. Yeah. 2-loss streak. The one to Semmelsberger and Lusa. Crazy because we actually bet against him. We took Lusa that fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 4 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission.
What's up, Kick Your Ass?
What's up, dude?
Love you, dude.
Yeah, man, he won. He got that big knockout in the Contender Series in 2021. He was wrestling regionally and whatnot. Fighting regionally, got a lot of wins. Stocky guy, he is. As we said, the reach advantage is going to be super short. He's losing out on like a 9-inch reach advantage. He got a 9-inch disadvantage in this one. He's 5'10".
He got them T-Rex arms.
For real. But I think he comes with enough power and enough speed to close that distance. All you got to do is avoid the rangy striking and close in for a double leg. The thing is that his previous opponents they actually had a wrestling game somewhat. They managed to wrestle him and beat him to the takedown punch and do all that. But yeah, man.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man. So I think he can manage to get in here, get the wrestling, implement the wrestling a little bit more, and just get a finish. I think he can find a way to get a finish. But fight smart and implement your wrestling some more. I'm gonna take AJ Fletcher. I think he gets it done here in his third time out. Um, yeah, I think Denver has the striking, but not the wrestling to deal with AJ Fletcher. I think
Yeah,
this is AJ Fletcher's fight to win.
this is 100% AJ Fletcher's fight to win. I mean, you have the American wrestler. His what he's good at is wrestling. It's definitely not his striking is not his forte. He definitely has some power and he is athletic. And then Themba, he's super athletic, but the takedown defense is so lacking. And also I believe didn't he have some? I thought he had he has a KO, TKO, and a guillotine choke loss on his record. And
Yes.
I don't like tappers, don't like nappers, so that sends me all kinds of red flags right off the bat. So AJ Fletcher is for a reason the favorite in Las Vegas, negative 300 right now, plus 240 comeback for Themba. For people who don't bet and aren't familiar with the negative 300 reference, that means you have to throw down 300 US dollars at the casino to make 100 extra US dollars. So you get 400 back if he did win. I feel pretty strongly that he would win, but I would not risk the show's money or my money at with him. So the next fight of the night is a man who, he's really exciting, man, and then really disappointed at the same time. It's OSP takes on Felipe Lins. Felipe Lins or Felipe Lins, B?
Felipe Lins.
Felipe Lins. So this is going to be a good fight for OSP to finally, I think, come back and possibly get a win. And they're calling him an underdog here in Las Vegas. But man, OSP is this perfect type of dude where when you doubt him, like I have many times, he comes through and looks super athletic, super strong, super good striking, good kicks, good clinch work. It's literally just mental glitches here and there where I just can't tell if he wants to fight or not. He's 2 years older than Felipe Lins. He's got 1 inch height advantage. He has 2 inch reach advantage. Felipe Lins, let me see what he is. He's 15-5, Brazilian monstro. He last took on Marcin Prochnio. He won unanimous decision. Lost to Tanner Bozer, punches round 1, which you could lose to my boy. Then Arlovsky went to the decision. He's lost Nankov. He's lost punches plenty of times too, which throws me mad red flags. I couldn't bet Felipe Lins here at the favorite. Odds makers have Felipe Lins favorite negative 225 plus 175 comeback for OSP. As much as I would not bet it, I think that this is dog or pass here. I'm going with the veteran OG OSP. I'm praying to God that his athleticism and his striking comes to fruition, and he wants to actually be here to fight because this is actually a fight he could win. He's been in there with better talent, in my opinion. I'm not betting it, just saying it. What do you say, B?
Yeah, I thought about this too myself. I like Lins. I like Lins when he came in. Well, before he came into the UFC. Since then he's moved down. His last fight was his debut at light heavyweight because heavyweight just wasn't doing it for him. When you find real serious talent at heavyweight, that shit kind of changes things. And he learned the hard way. He fought Arlovsky, as you said. He fought Bozer, and he learned the hard way. Got knocked the hell out. Since then, he moved down. He's been a lot faster. He's been a lot quicker with his hands. He's already had fast. He had speed, but his KO power not as much. I think he has a lot more KO power, but it is tough finding a guy like OSP. OSP has taken the hits from some of the best in the division and managed to, make comebacks. But OSP is that guy. Like, he's the definition of 50-50. He is the definition of coin flip. Yeah. When you really, you don't know what OSP you're going to get.
Yeah, but you're getting OSP at dog money, baby.
That's the thing, though. You get OSP at dog money. And I don't go against OSP and dog money, man. All OSP got to do, really, is weather that storm of Felipe Lins. Lins usually tends to come out, hit some flurry, some barrage punches, And then later on in the fight, kind of fades and slowly fades. And OSP has that weirdo grind type style, man. If he could get motherfuckers in the clinch and work them, he could find his submission. I might go to old dog, man. I might go to old dog. I'll take that pick. I'll take that OSP. I'll take that
Yeah.
OSP.
I mean, I just
I'll rock
can't.
with that OSP.
It's hard for me.
As
It's
much
hard for me to go against OSP at dog money. Heavyweights and light heavyweights are kind of a coin toss in the sense, anyways, because one punch could change the whole damn thing. And wish you didn't bet something. Kick Your Bass said, "Isn't a big name card? Definitely not." And are there any good fights?
it's probably
Man,
like
if there's 11
3 or 4.
fights, there's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 3. So B's saying 3 or 4, and so I was being pretty honest. So I mean, I probably 3 or
Yeah.
4, like B said. So.
Yeah.
But with that said, man, I'm going OSP. B's going OSP. The next fight of the night is between Jamal Emmers takes on Kusin Askabov. You got to break that down first, B.
Yeah, this one is an interesting fight, man.
Very interesting.
145, boy. We get the return of Jamal Emmers. Pretty boy Jamal Emmers. Mr. 18-6. 33 years old, 74-inch reach, 5'10", representing Pinnacle MMA in Miami, Florida, man. It's crazy. We haven't seen this dude since the tragic loss against Pat Sabatini. This man's whole leg got destroyed.
He ripped this poor dude's leg off.
And now, he's coming from that layoff. Emmers is a dude who has like the crazy reach. He has like really a good reach. He has pretty leveled wrestling. He strikes a lot though. He's mainly that rangy striker guy, but he can implement wrestling when he needs to implement wrestling. Sometimes he fades off a little bit, but when he's on lock and uses his wrestling, he does pretty freaking well. He was fighting regionals before, he lost to Giga Chikadze in his debut, but that was by a split decision. He beat Vince Cachero, that Sabatini fight, destroyed his leg. But other than that, he was fighting pretty damn well. Contender series, he did lose to Julian Erosa, but other than that was back in 2018. He got wins over Corey Sandhagen and a lot of other guys throughout the division,
Yep.
Good skills though. Good skills. He's going up against this guy by the name of Kusin Askabov, who is 23-0, representing American top team. 5'8". They don't have his reach here, but out of Chechnya. 28 years old, undefeated, representing Tiger Muay Thai, an American top team. If you know Tiger Muay Thai, you know all the names who've trained through Tiger Muay Thai. You know Valentina Shevchenko, Petr Yan, freaking what's this other crazy? Some of them a bitch. Well, Hamza kind of trained a little bit. There's some guys from one who've trained over there. Some of your more evil, proficient kickboxers have trained out of Tiger Muay Thai.
Goes over there, right?
Yeah, he's gone over there a bit before. There's some guys, there's some people. I think we've had Dan Hooker take the trip out there before. We've had some folks throughout all of MMA trained. But if you go to Tiger Muay Thai, you're going to get some fucking training. This guy was a multiple champion, a double champ actually, taking on, if I remember, I think the 155 and 145 titles at WWFC. A lot of finishes, man. 6 by knockout, 10 by submission, 7 by decision. This man knows how to finish fights. Problem here, he has not fought since 2020. 3 years, nearly 3 years, he hasn't fought. This will be his first fight in nearly 3 years. One guy hasn't had a fight in over a year, in about a year and a half.
You
This
notice
guy hasn't had a fight in 3 years.
you notice Homeboy's good at heel hooks, yeah?
Homeboy knows finishes.
Yeah.
This is the dangerous part. He knows finishes. He can finish stand up. He can finish takedown. Dagestanis, they got their styles. I am very worried. Usually, we take the guy who probably had the shorter layoff, but a motherfucker who's 23-0, 3 years to take his time and train and hone his craft, coming in here against the guy who had the leg injury. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go take the damn Russian. I'm sorry, I'm taking the Russian. I'm going to take the Russian. No offense, Jamal Emmers.
Damn, B, because I wanted to take the Russian too, and I thought I was maybe disrespecting Jamal Emmers. And now the odds makers have Jamal Emmers at a plus 130 favorite, negative 160 for Askov. I'm just worried that if Jamal Emmers gets himself in a heel hook, that he's gonna have flashbacks of what happened to his leg, and possibly just tap from the fact that he doesn't want his shit ripped off again. I don't know, but
you're fighting a guy from Muay Thai. He's going to go kick those legs.
Let's see.
They're going to test those legs. That's the thing. They're going to test his leg. They're going to test his legs. It's not even about the submission.
Asker inside distance is plus 175. Man. All right. Well, because it could be a submission.
Some people are taking Emmers. I know people are taking Emmers. Some people are taking Emmers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Russian. And it's just because that guy's going to test the legs.
Yeah, I like him in general, but so what is it? Ask him. Inside distance is plus 200. Bet 365. So the odds are fluctuating between plus 175 to plus 200, but on 5 dimes it's plus 175 for Askov to win inside distance, and I think I'm willing to do that. I know I'm willing to do that. I'm going to throw down 0.5 units on the plus 175 inside distance for Askov. I think that he could do it via TKO, KO, via a bad leg. He could do it by submission on the bad leg. I'm just kind of banking that if you guys ever had a submission locked on you on your lower half, it fucking sucks, man, and it does not feel good, and it hurt him for a long time. So I'm thinking that it might be a good possibility that we could hit that one there, B. The next fight of the night is between Lena Landsberg takes on Myra Bueno Silva. Let's see. Myra Bueno Silva, a Brazilian, 9-2-1. She is. Everything's glitching right now. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I don't know why I can't pull you up any stats, anything right now. Well. All right, Myra Bueno Silva, 9-2-1, 31 years old. Let's see. She's submissions the way she does like to win. She does like to throw some punches, but they're very loopy, wild. She does not have straight punches. I don't trust them at all. Her losses are Manifero, unanimous. Marina Moroz, unanimous. Man, really good. She has really good jiu-jitsu for her size, but only when she's strong. Yeah. Lena Landsberg has been in there with the best of them. She's 10-7. She likes to win by a decision most of the time, but KO TKO is her thing when she wants to really, really get off. She hasn't won by KO TKO in so long that it's not even funny. That's why it's usually by decision, but she has 3 losses in her last 3 outings. Carol Rosa, Penny Kiadzad, and Sarah McMahon. She was able to withstand all those pretty tough tests. She was able to beat Macy Chisone, Tanya Evinger. I think that they're disrespecting Lena Landsberg here for some reason. I think that she could possibly squeak out a victory here somehow. I know that's weird. I'm pretty sure Silva is the favorite. Let me check. Silva is a massive favorite. Holy shit. Negative 500 plus 360 comeback for Lena Landsberg. I would never in my fucking life put that much money on Myra Bueno Silva. I'm going dog or pass here, B, not betting it at all. Shitty, bang, bang, shitty, shang, shang. How about this fight, B?
Shit, man, we locked in, dog. We
No doubt.
locked in. Because I'm taking Lena Landsberg on this one
Oh
myself.
shit. Let's
Not
go.
for nothing. Myra Bueno Silva does have nasty jujitsu. Problem is, she kind of finds it hard to get people to take people down. You know, she's been here as a bantamweight. She's here as a bantamweight now, and she beat Stephanie Egger, but that was due to a nasty series of events. Stephanie Egger took her down. She managed to get the armbar submission win. You know, that's the thing. Other than that, the stand up is loopy punches. Yo, Lena Landsberg is willing to get hit to throw hits. Lena got an underrated type of wrestling game that's slowly improving, takedown game, that she works with her clinches. She's nasty with her knees and short elbows. We know that. She could punch, she could kick through with the distance. You know, she just gotta avoid trying to get into crazy exchanges with Bueno Silva. That's the only thing.
Yep.
Bueno Silva's been fine as a flyweight. I don't think she's really been tested as a bantamweight, really. Yo, I'm looking for Lena Landsberg to get in here and give her a dogfight, pretty much, and eke out another decision win. If
Hey,
not, probably a late finish.
think about this too, B. She's moving up in class. This is 145, right?
130, 135?
Oh, is it
135.
135? So okay, never mind. I thought Buena Silva was moving up for some reason.
Yeah, she moved up her last fight.
Okay.
That fight against Edgar. Yeah.
Just think
Yes.
if Buena Silva has any bit of a gas tank issue, B, any bit of a gas tank issue or any doubt after round one, she's fucked, B. I just don't.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And this is the veteran versus the newer comer. I don't like. It's almost worth the bet because the odds are so disrespectful, but I just can't because her record, the lack of just umph and drive sometimes we in her. But either way, we've elaborated on that one enough. The next fight of the night, B, you get a breakdown first. Should be a decent one between Evan Elder takes on Nazim Sadkov.
Yeah, it's 155 fight.
Is this the Sarah Longo dude? Yep.
Yes.
Doesn't he fight out of the BX, son? Doesn't he fight out of the BX?
Yeah, Nazim Sadyakov. Yes, man, the Black Wolf, 28 years old, 5'10" with the 69-inch reach. I actually fight out of Brooklyn. Yeah, 7 wins, man. 7 win streak. Pretty much he had 1 loss in his pro and then just murdered people since then. A lot of finishes. A lot of finishes. He only got 1 pro win by submission. 5 wins by knockout TKO, 1 decision. This shit is ugly, man. It's just ugly. Even as amateurs, he's like 4-0. 2 decisions, 2
ugly,
finishes.
just ugly. He says,
Fucking dope fighter. Really good kickboxing, but more so nasty submission skills. Of course, Sarah Longo. So they work their boxing, they work the kickboxing. They definitely work hard on the wrestling and jiu-jitsu aspects. So it's gonna be really dope. But on the other hand, we got the phenom Evan Elder, who's 7-1. 25 years old, 5'10" with the 71-inch reach, representing Kill Cliff Fight Club, aka Sanford, aka 365, aka Black Zillions. They got all the names in the world. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's all the affiliate, man. Henry Hooft and a lot of those other guys there. Yeah, Jason Jackson's, yeah. Michael Johnson's,
a
yeah.
bunch of good fighters.
There's a lot of those folks.
Usman used to train out of there.
Usman, yeah. Usman, Tyrone Spong, all these crazy mofos, man. 7-1 as well. Only lost his UFC debut to Preston Parsons by unanimous decision. Other than that, he has a lot of 4 wins by KO, 1 by submission, 2 by decision. A lot of finishes, KOs. some good submission wins, a lot of strikes. I think this is a leveled fight. We'll probably say that Elder's probably going to be a little bit more polished in the kickboxing realm because of the training he's getting. Longo done probably got him more trained out for the jiu-jitsu for not him, but Sadikov. They probably got Sadikov more trained out for the jiu-jitsu. But if I remember correctly, Elder also got a little bit of training from Tim Crater in the past. His jiu-jitsu, he's trained with Tim Crater. I might be wrong, but if I read that right, he got some training, a little bit of training under Tim Crater in the past. So that might be a little interesting note. But with that said here, man, it's a really even fight. This is a coin flip for me. Even though Nazim is from Brooklyn, my tri-state brethren, I'm a little bit undecided on this one, honestly. This is a really leveled fight. This might be one of the underground fights on here. This is why I said 4 fights, because this one is that one that might be the one. Besides what is it? The one above that one. But yeah, man. I like this fight. I'm undecided. You go ahead. Mike, your mic.
Obviously, I have a lot. I'm having a tough time with this one. Obviously, I have a lot of love for Sarah Longo with the Team Sarah jersey for my brother in the Ultimate Fighter, and so I'm always very favored to the BX with that connection with Sarah Longo. I don't know if that's just what's swaying me here, but I think I'm having some tinglies that Evan Elder is getting overlooked in the fact that everyone is the spotlight is on the other guy, kind of
Yeah.
Also, Elder is underdog plus 165, negative 200 for Nazim. I think it's more of a pick 'em, but I'm not odds maker, so I'm gonna go Sadkov just because I like the all around camp. I think they have him ready for him, but I would not be surprised if Evan Elder pulled out some tinglies and ended up winning a decision there in a really close fight because it's going to be a good fight. The next fight, the night is between the veteran OG Jim Miller takes on Alexander Hernandez. This is going to be a banger. Alexander Hernandez comes in to bang every single time, and he gives you that 2-minute man for a $2 hoe pump chump type of a night but he brings all the pumps in that 2 minutes. He gets in his pumps in them 2 minutes. I'm right now having a hard time seeing how he beats Jim Miller, but right now he's the favorite. They're saying Alexander's, but other than youth and maybe strength, that's all. That's what Alexander Hernandez has. Other than that, the veteran Jim Miller could take him down, sub him so easily. I don't get it. Plus 180 comeback or for the underdog Jim Miller, 220 negative 225 for Alexander Hernandez. Man, I don't know, man. Are they disrespecting Jim Miller again? Is he not coming to fight? If Jim Miller's ready and healthy coming to fight, I'm taking Jim Miller. I'm taking Jim Miller no matter what right here. I'm taking the veteran old dog one more time, hoping he could do this and shine and retire. What do you say, B?
Yeah, I'm sticking with you on that one as well, man.
Nice.
Alex Hernandez is one of the more dynamic, one of the best first round fighters you might see in the UFC.
Oh, he
outside of the first round, he sucks. I'm sorry to say it. Outside the first round, he sucks.
He does.
Yo, I'm sorry. Yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. This guy is 5-5 right now in the UFC, I think, if I remember correctly. This is the guy who knocked out Beneil Dariush out cold. And look where Dariush is. Dariush is one fight away from being the damn fighting for the lightweight title. And look where Hernandez is. He's fighting Jim Miller, man. Yo, This guy got smoked his last fight out and is cut to 145. He's been getting smoked. He got that gift win against freaking Francisco Trinaldo. Come on, man. Cerrone took his soul and he's never quite been the same.
Yeah.
Freaking Drew Dober worked him. Was it Drew Dober worked him?
Notice how he isn't saying shit to Jim Miller like he was Cowboy. But it was funny. That was so funny when they were talking shit to each other.
For real, though. You know what I mean? I understand he wants to work himself and become that guy, you know, and he's talking about, you know, being humble. And, yo, it's one thing you're humble, but, dog, you got to get your mental back in the game, man. And, bro, you just went in there. You did the 145 cut. You look the same as you did in the 155. He was talking about he had these issues and all this stuff. Bro, we just seen you in a 155 fight before that where you got worked that same way. Shit didn't happen. You had a good first round and you gassed. You worked yourself into a frenzy and Billy Q ate your soul. Yo, if he's not going out gangbuster style and not trying to lay Jim Miller out, if he don't get Jim Miller out of there in the first round, it's going to be horrible for him in the rest of the fight.
That's what I'm
It's
thinking.
simple as that. Jim Miller's going to make that man drown. It's going to be ugly again for him. So he has to get in there, speed, use that in-out movement, land those big shots that you have, end them. If you have to get a little bit of wrestling in, take a close distance and get a ground and pound, do it. Because if you're not going to do it and Jim Miller plays the veteran keys on you, you know what I mean? Put those veteran keys on you, and avoid the big strikes, get a lot more clinching in on you, and you break, boy, I would take Alexander Hernandez, but Jim Miller, we've seen Jim Miller get in the dog fights throughout his career. Jim Miller, I'm taking my pick. Jim Miller.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
hoping for him to go out there, and Jim Miller may very well get a submission. Let's take Jim Miller.
That's exactly. You know what? Let's see what the odds are for Jim Miller by sub because I'm down to throw some $50, half a unit on it. We got some money from last week and we dominated. Jim Miller wins by submission is plus 500 on BetMGM. I am down like a clown. Throwing $50, 0.5 units on BetMGM plus 500. I don't see how that's possible, but I mean, definitely worth throwing down $50, half a unit. Obviously, the odds are fluctuating on some other bookies, so make sure you open up yourself a few different accounts of 5 Dimes, BetMGM, Bovada. I like all three of those to use for betting. Really, really good places that pay you, and you could trust them. So the next fight of the night, you get a breakdown first. It is William the Nightmare Knight is back, taking on Marcin Prachnio.
This might be the most clusterfuck fight on this whole card. Like, oh my god!
Like you couldn't put two like guys that are just so blah sometimes.
You want to know how much of a clusterfuck this card is? How do you have a clusterfuck of a fight and
starting the main card
and then fuck it up by having back-to-back clusterfuck fights? Because you have this fight, and then after this fight, you have the Parisian Pogas fight.
That's how I
Pogs
know.
Fight.
That's how I know they're fucking with us and giving us some shitty shit, B.
You got a Josh Parisian fight after the William Knight Prachnio fight. God damn. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the light heavyweight fight between William Knight and Marcin Prachnio. Both of these dudes could bang. But here we go. Marcin Prachnio represents Poland. He's 15-6. He's 34 years old. He's 6'3" with a 74-inch reach. He lost his last fight out. He's representing the Tatsujin Dojo. Tatsujin Dojo. He had 11 wins by KO, 1 by submission, 3 by decision. He's been knocked out 4 times, though. Four times KO, TKO. He's never been submitted, which is good. He lost to Felipe Lins by unanimous decision. But he beat Ike Villanueva, he beat Kilo Roundtree. but he lost to Mike Rodriguez, Magomed Ankalaev, and Sam Alvey. He lost to Sam Alvey. Put that in your notes, people. Sam Alvey. Now
when is he last one?
His last win was Ike Villanueva. He beat Ike Villanueva. I don't even think Ike fights in the UFC anymore. So let's throw that away.
Who the fuck is Ike?
Remember that guy that Chase Sherman beat when Chase Sherman returned on his second return?
Yeah,
to the UFC. That guy. That guy. But Marcin Prague now is pretty much a big man who has big power. He could wrestle a little bit, but he doesn't do it much. Yeah, he doesn't do it much. He just swings big, throws big power. Respect. But you can't get things done. And sometimes he ends up looking really ugly at the end of the fights if they go to decision. But he has big power, and if he fights smart, he could fight smart depending. He's fighting William Knight, Nightmare William Knight, who's 11-4, confused as to whether he should be a heavyweight or a light heavyweight. He's 34 years old, 5'10" with the 73-inch reach, riding a two-fight losing streak out of throwing martial arts. 5 wins by KO TKO, 1 win by submission, 2 wins by decision. He's been stopped twice, though, by KO TKO, no submissions. Neither one of these guys have been submitted. If a submission happened in this fight, I would be so happy. But, he lost to Devin Clark his last fight out by he got knocked out with the elbow and hooks, 3rd round. Maxim Grishin beat him by unanimous decision. He beat Alonzo Menafield by unanimous decision. He beat Fabio Charant. Who cares about Fabio Charant? Fabio Charant got cut by the UFC anyway. It is what it is.
Now he beat Alexa Kamer. Now he just types on Twitter.
Word. What a shame, though. A dude that got trained by Joe Lozon. Fucking, we don't even know what you're doing right now. Jesus Christ. But, it's simple as this. If neither one of these guys get a knockout in the first round or the first round and a half, this fight's going to go to shit. Straight up. It's going to go to shit. This is about who's going to implement their game a lot better. William Knight's explosive, but he's explosive for about a round and a half. Marcin Prachniow is explosive for about a round and a half. But if the fight goes longer, at least Marcin will be a little bit more technical in his striking than William Knight will be. Would William Knight win? I don't know. I don't know if William Knight will win. I'm gonna say who's the favorite in this fight?
That's a good question. Let's check it out. William Knight is slight favorite, -135, and I'm edging William Knight myself, B.
All right, we're gonna take William Knight then. We'll take William Knight. We'll see if William Knight takes this.
I just think that Marcin is hittable, number one.
Yes, they're both hittable.
But I think Marcin might be disrespecting William Knight a little bit and end up fucking around, find out round 1, B, And but it's because it's William Knight, there's nothing more to say about such things. The next fight of the night is between, God damn, dude, they just don't like us. Josh Parisian takes on Jamal Pogas. And if you don't know either of these two motherfuckers, I wouldn't blame you. But the new guy, I can't blame him. Jamal Pogas, this dude is going to have the best chance of ever winning a UFC fight in his whole entire life because he's taking on a guy that shouldn't be here either. But the Stormtrooper, Jamal Pogas, is 9-3, 27 years old, 6'3", 77-inch reach on a 2-fight win streak, fights out of Cali. So he gets some points for that. He likes to win by KO TKO when he finishes. Does have some submissions, but does have a shit ton of decisions. He's lost the heel hook round 4 before and has lost LFA. Armbar round 3. KO TKO in his first fight. This guy has all kinds of red flags that I don't like to see. I don't know how he's here. Then we got Josh Parisian, 6'4", 79-inch reach, 3 years old on a 1-fight win streak. Likes to win by KO TKO when he does win. Beat Alan Badeau. Broke Martinez. It's like, bro, what is this, dude? Oh my god, this is just gross. Damn, Parisian's the underdog at plus 210, and I think he's got a just as good of a chance as the other guy. This is fucking wild. Dog or pass here, bro. I'm going. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm just going dog or pass. What do you got, B?
Yo, this is the same way I felt when I seen the fight too.
I can't even get excited.
I said, yo, I try to make an argument in my brain on why I shouldn't pick Josh Parisian. Because Josh Parisian, he's a heavyweight. He's a legit heavyweight, but he's looked so bad. He's looked bad. Yo, since coming to the UFC, he's looked bad. He's so being bad. unknown opponents, and the opponents that you think like, okay, he should implement wrestling and beat these guys. He hasn't. He beat Parker. Well, he lost to Parker Porter. Porter made that look easy. Dante Mays out wrestled him. Dante Mays. Come on, man. Come on. What? Alan Badeau almost finished him in their fight. He had that whole first round, and because Stupid didn't want to go and stop and try to get try to actually get a proper finish or defend a takedown, he lost. Yeah, Roque Martinez. Just split decision with Roque. Roque can't even take down. Roque just stands and bangs.
This is going to be the cheapest. Man. This is going to be the cheapest payout for any main card I've ever seen ever. Let me
tell you something.
Think about how much UFC is paying these guys in the last 6 fights are garbage.
And Jamal was a former light heavyweight who's moved up to heavyweight. Jamal Pogues.
Yeah.
This guy Pogues.
Which is crazy. That's a big jump.
Yeah. He used to fight as a light heavyweight and then moved to heavyweight. And you know what I mean? Was it? He fought Polizzi. He fought Hilly, yeah. And on the Contender Series, he moved to heavyweight, where he won by unanimous decision. And all he did, we had to do was stand up pretty much and piece the guy up. That was all he had to do pretty much. You know what I mean? Stand and bang with him. All Poe's got to do is move around on Parisian. Avoid getting taken down. That's all you got to do. If he could do that for 3 rounds, he wins this fight easy. Avoid being backed up against the cage. Just circle around and beat up on this guy, Parisian. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I don't know what else he's for him to do. If Parisian goes out there and actually gets a takedown, this could probably look real ugly.
This is just so hard. Like Jamal, he's just got here, and now he's in the main card. It's just so hard to bet a negative 250. Like, that's crazy for a young buck, bro, you know?
For real. So it was like, yo, do you take Pogues and Pogues beats him up with a bevy of punches? Probably throws over 50 strikes.
I hope he does beat him up so I can watch.
50. He throws way over 50, hopefully. Or is Parisian going to stand? Fight IQ goes out the window, and he just walks up to him and just takes shots all day. I don't know. Or is he going to actually use a takedown? Every fight Parisian has fought in the UFC, he barely used a takedown. So he's going to probably stand there and bang. Get beat the hell up. I'll take Pogues, man.
That's
if
crazy.
Parisian beats him, then good for Parisian.
That's true. I just can't.
I could care less for this fight, man.
I know. I said dog or pass. I didn't even want to say the dude's name who's the underdog because I just don't care.
Yo, if you want to bet the underdog. If not, just sit and watch the fight, man. Just watch it and just See
But
the clusterfuck that it
the
is.
next fight of the night, B, you get a breakdown first. Somehow it's the co-main event. Is Zach Puega takes on Jordan Wright, the Beverly Hills Ninja.
Why isn't Jim Miller versus Alexander Hernandez the
I
co-main?
have
I only
no
got
clue.
have the
It's
notes.
wild, bro.
Why is that
Disrespect.
not the co-main?
Disrespect.
Why ain't Ovince Poo Philippe Lins the co-main? Why ain't Lena Landsberg, Myra Bueno Silva the co-main? Zach Pauga, who's 5-1, got knocked out in the final of the Ultimate Fighter, is moving down to light heavyweight to fight Jordan Wright, who's 12-4. Jordan Wright, 12-4. My man, the Beverly Hills Ninja, who is 31 years old, 6'2" with the 77-inch reach, representing Dynamics MMA. He was part of part of Jackson Wink as well. Head trained by Anthony Hardonk, actually. Yeah, the kickboxing. And gets Vladimir Matrushenko, who was also training a little bit in Jackson Wink at one point. Yeah, man. 7 wins by KO TKO, 5 wins by submission, no decisions. That's what I like about this dude, Jordan Wright, though. He has no decisions. He's just a banger. And you know his first round. This is another guy whose first rounds are fantastic. But if you could take him out of the first round, he's fun.
He is 100% a 1 minute, 1 round man.
For real. And he's on a 3-fight losing streak where he's got stopped all 3 times. Dusko Todorovic, last fight out, beat him with ground and pound. We predicted that one.
Yeah, baby.
Marc-Andre Barriault got a submission on him. I knew that was going to happen. And Bruno Silva beat that man to obliteration in the first round. 1:28 in the round 1. Yo, when Jordan Wright's on, he's on. He did stop Jamie Pickett. He got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley after the first round. He stopped Ike Villanueva by cut. And through the regionals, he was pretty damn good. Explosive kicks, crazy good KO power. Just stands a little bit too upright and gets a little too wild, man. Plus that adrenaline dump is ugly. But Zach Pauga, yo. You know who Jordan Wright is? Jordan Wright is the more random, insane version of Sage Northcutt. That's what I come to realize.
Yeah.
But Zach Pauga, the Ripper, man, who's 5-1, 34 years old, 6'2" with the 76-inch reach, represent Elevation Fight Team. You guys know that's the cardio kings out there, man. Elevation Fight Team, one of the top-notch cardio king teams out there. He had 1 win by KO, TKO, 4 by decision. He's eaten 1 pro loss, and that was to Usman Nurmagomedov. Not Usman Nurmagomedov. Muhammad Usman. No. Yeah, Muhammad Usman. There you go. I said, see, I always get caught up.
I got
Muhammad. Yeah, Muhammad Usman. There you go. Who knocked him out. Yeah, other than that, got a lot of wins. Cage Warriors and LFA. Regionals is pretty good. The guy has really good wrestling. Nice boxing and footwork, though. For a guy who has as many fights as he has really good footwork. He throws the big overhand and uses that to set up his takedowns. He works very well when he gets you on the ground. He likes to do a lot of stand-up, though, because his wrestling is, his bread and butter pretty much. As I said, Jordan comes out here super explosive. I think this could possibly be the fight where Zach goes in, looks for a takedown attempt, probably does get the takedown attempt. Let's this dude blow his wad and then just go out there, wrestle, and then just beat him the hell up. Zach did look good at weigh-ins as well.
I love when we agree. I liked him on the show, bro, on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. Just that he took, you know what I mean? Bad loss against Muhammad. Muhammad just managed to land big on him and just knock him the hell out, you know? That's the
Well,
only thing.
so Zach did have a little Achilles. I mean, the Achilles heel is, I mean, or the thing that Usman had was that he had his brother Usman. He had the training camps. He knew he was
Yeah.
just he had everything kind of stacked for his favor. Kind of Zach had everything against him in my opinion. Be
Yeah, I can say that.
a little
I can
bit,
say that, man. Yeah, yeah. And you
the
know
difference.
that also Muhammad's pretty friggin' big,
Yeah,
and Zach was not as big, you know. So that's another thing.
true.
So I guess just him wanting to make the cut. I think this is a good thing for him to make the cut and see
Yep.
what happens. Um, yeah. But as you said though, it is true. You have your brother who was the damn champion at the time and doing big things for himself, you know. So all that experience does help. So hopefully, I want to see Zach go out there. Zach implement a more patient game. Just let this guy, just let this boy right just go out there, get crazy, and then just catch him, get the takedowns, work him, beat him up. I'm gonna take Zach Pauga. I'm gonna take Zach Pauga. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take Zach Pauga.
I'm
I
taking
think
Zach Polga
how
too. I would bet it if it was a little closer lined. Negative 275 for Zach Polga. It's a little too much for me. Be a little bit unknowns, you know.
yeah.
But the main event of the evening B is going to be a good one. Probably an
Yes.
absolute banger between two wonderful ladies. We've got Jessica Andrade takes on Erin Blanchfield. Blanchfield, if you don't know about her, she is the little like sensation that's come out of New York. She's 23 years young, taking on the 31-year-old veteran. She's going to be 3 years or 3-inch height advantage. She's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage over Andrade. But man, B, as much as I do love me some Aaron Blanchfield, this is a tough test for her versus a veteran OG like Jessica Andrade, who is going to throw the fucking kitchen sink at this poor young sweet girl that Aaron Blanchfield is. If Aaron Blanchfield could get through this test, she might be the real deal Holyfield. I still think if she lost a decision or something versus Andrade, she could learn a lot. I want to pick. I want to bet. I want to pick Aunt Blanchfield. I love her in the sense. I've bet her almost all the way up with any opportunity I could. But man, this is the veteran OG with some gas stuffed in the tank, and she's a mean motherfucker. That Jessica Andrade, and she comes with some umph. I don't know if the sweet little girl's ever had a girl hit her as hard as Jessica Andrade is going to hit her in her fucking face. That's what worries me. B. What do you think about this matchup, dude? It's going to be phenomenal.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a very this is one of those fights where I look at and I'm like, yo, I'm easily looking. I'm saying there was a better chance of Aaron Blanchfield beating Tyler Santos than there
Oh yeah.
is against fighting Jessica Andrade.
Yes, sir.
I say that no disrespect to Tyler Santos, but Tyler's gone out there. She's fought Valentina, but she hasn't been in that many of those big main event spots as a Jessica Andrade. She hasn't fought at those crazy levels like Jessica Andrade has, as Tyler Santos has. You know what I mean? Jessica Andrade fought a list of who's who at strawweight. She's managed to fight Valentina at flyweight, and a couple other contenders as well. Erin Blanchfield, she's coming here. She beat JJ Aldrich, Molly McCann. Um, who else? She smoked Miranda Maverick after Maverick fought her at late notice.
Yeah, we
All
picked
be
her there.
that, yeah, 4-inch reach advantage. The 3-inch height advantage. But yo, Jessica Andrade is a fucking tank. That's a tank of a woman. And not only has she shown this, she has this power at 135, she's displaying that at 125 and 115. Yo, she beat freaking Lauren Murphy from pillar to post. She's one of the few people that actually stopped Caitlin Chukagian. Yo, she's beating people up for real, for real. One of the concerns I have, though, in this fight is the clinch range shit. Because Erin Blanchfield hasn't fought this type of opponent yet in strength, but Erin is pretty friggin' strong herself. Her grappling strength is pretty fucking ferocious.
It is. She's a big
But
girl
I want
too.
to see,
Not
yeah,
big,
and I want to see,
not big as in disrespectful, but she's like a bigger, like thicker bone girl, you know.
yeah, and, she got that grappler strength, and yo, she's willing to get down and dirty. She fought JJ, and JJ Aldrich was piecing her up till JJ got a little bit too close and a little bit too greedy, and ended up getting caught in a standing guillotine choke.
Yep.
Andrade caught Lemos in a standing arm triangle. That's crazy. But yo, I'm also concerned too because just a few events ago, Andrade fought this girl literally about a month ago. She fought Lauren Murphy and damn near talked about her hands were hurting. That she was scared her hand broke because of the way she punched up Lauren Murphy. I'm wondering how her hands are doing.
That's a very good point, B, because I that makes me not. I don't want, because we're banking on those hands.
Those hands may be good right now, but ain't no telling. You take a lot of damage on your hands. Ain't no telling you go into this fight and you trying to throw those big bombs like that. You accidentally end up fucking throwing your punch wrong or something. And that shit ends up messing up your hands.
Yeah.
She threw crazy, over 200 punches?
And it's 5 rounds, B. So she's going to be throwing a lot more volume.
Yeah. So that's one of my concerns going into this fight. Another one of my concerns is the possible gas tank.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that's always a concern with her.
If she's going to be marching through, even though she's been in a lot of 5-round fights, what's the gas tank going to be when you're trying to throw punches and Erin Blanchfield is trying to fight at range, at a long range and implementing certain grappling situations, you know what I mean? You're going to be out there getting rest time if you manage to get takedowns on Andrade. And folks have gotten takedowns on Andrade, so that's a whole thing as well. So it's like, fuck me. Also, Erin Blanchfield may not be able to throw her hands quite as well as most, but she could throw those fucking kicks pretty damn well. She got some head kick KO. She got that head kick KO against Victoria Leonardo back in Invicta. That fucked me up. You know what I mean? She throws that shit pretty good. And Andrade is 5'1", man. It ain't going to take much for you to throw that leg up there. You know what I mean? Even though you're going to have to avoid the possible takedown attempt from Andrade if she grabs that leg or something. But you can snap that leg pretty fast at a distance. Yo, you got her where you need her to be. So this is a very risky fight, man. Even though it looks risky for Erin Blanchfield, it's a little bit risky for both because we don't know what type of skills have improved from Erin Blanchfield. She continues to improve in every one of her fights.
Yep.
And she's going to be tested big time. So I'm going to take Andrade, though. But if Erin Blanchfield wins, holy fuck, this is cataclysmic right here, man.
Yeah, man.
This shit's off the wall for real, for real.
This is gonna explode her exponentially in her just career. Man, it's like part of me, I have the veteran versus the new girl, and Andrade qualifies for all of that. So with that said, I'm gonna have to pick Andrade here. I think that she's the veteran. I feel like she could get it done, but with the hands being a problem, and she could have a broken hand, and they could stop the fight in round 4, round 5. That could really, really fuck her, and then Erin Blanchfield could end up winning. But that has to happen, and so there's a lot of ifs and whatnots. But with that said, the odds makers have Erin Blanchfield plus 105, negative 125 comeback for Jessica Andrade. I'd have to go with Andrade because she hasn't really shown me something a reason not to pick her on this one, especially in a close match. But
yeah,
Man, I want to pick Blanchfield. I almost wanted to bet her, but I got to stick with my rule: the veteran versus the newer girl, and it's proven itself many, many times. But with that said, man, I really, really can't thank you all enough for being here. Please like, subscribe, and show us some love on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Really, really does help the
Word up.
algorithm and us here. Mr. B, the MMA guy, I can't thank you enough for being the co-host. You want to shout out your Twitter handle and where you'll be tomorrow, streaming the fights for you degenerates who don't have a stream?
Sure, man. Catch me tomorrow, y'all. Well, catch me on Twitter, at Mr. B 1986. Yeah, man. Uh, I'll be out here 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on OK Live to watch the whole card. Prelims start at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So I'll be on OK Live at same name on the OK Live account, Mr. B. We'll be watching the whole card, man. See you there if you want trying to watch. Yeah, man. And
Well,
that's
thank
it
you.
pretty much. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, my man. Thank every single one of you guys who makes the show possible. We do the show for you and have some fun. Let's hope we cash some bets this week like we did last week, and let's